had their strength, man. Why do you think they had Kunta Kinte? You had Geronimo. Geronimo was he was rebelling against this man. That's why. Exactly. Geronimo showed his people hope, man, to have that strength. When we had this, when they took our mental, man, they knew they got us. They don't have to put us in no chains, no cotton fields. This is all, we do the work for them, man. We kill each other, the gangs that we kill each other, man. Right. But they won't go, when's the last time you've seen a bunch of gang members go into a gated community and start ruckus, man? But they'll go around their hoods and kill each other and rob. How you gonna rob the man that ain't got nothing like you, man?
Right. This shit with these streets, that ain't right, you know?
Let me say something too.
Yes.
When you look at a lot of as you call Negro gangs, the Bloods and the Crips, it's really similar when you look at Latino gangs with the Norteños and the Sureños. It's still red and blue, which Esau used that to divide and conquer. Because typically your blood is blue, right?
Yeah.
But you have people claiming these gangs and their color is red. And then you have other people who claim the blue. Either way it goes to the same thing. Because the word crypt, right, goes back to the word cryptic, which means hidden. Your blood's hidden. So your blood is actually blue. So typically Crips can be considered Bloods as well. So nevertheless, it's the same thing, but Esau used that to divide and conquer.
That's the same thing he did among the Gadites. He would go and show favoritism to one tribe, and he knew that they were born amongst each other, so he would make them fight and kill each other. And then once one tribe took out the other tribe, he would go kill the tribe that he was cool with.
Well, I got a precept real quick. This is the book of Zechariah. I'm going to start at 9, and I'm going to start at 12. It says, "Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee. When I bent Judah for me and filled the bow of Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion," which is the 12 tribes of Israel. And it says, "Against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee as a sword of a mighty man." So all the tribes, we're going to come back together, man.
And this is the stronghold right here, the scripture.
That's
Say turn to it, man. Because that's all we got is hope.
Yes.
We expecting deliverance out of this place.
Our campaign was built around hope.
The Proverbs for the brothers.
That was false.
Proverbs
I know,
20,
but it did say hope.
24.
I know, I
It
get
says,
it.
man's goings are of the Lord Yahweh.
Yep.
How can a man then understand his own way?
Read that again for him.
It says, man's goings are of the Lord Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way?
See, yeah, you said this wasn't even your route today. Some proclaimed you to come over here.
Yeah, I told my boss, look, homeboy can't come in, so I'm going to work this route for him.
See, hey, the
So-
spirit brought you right over here, man.
So it's even so chess moves that he made him not come in to make you take the shift. Man, it's like the brother said, it's chess, man. The Most High is a strategic, man, it's so strategic. Like it says, you can't fight. Most people won't look for a miracle and they anticipate this big light come down and, you know, the flame, the thunder, the lightning. The simplicity, man. That's what it is. Look in the simplicity of it. Look when the wind blows, man. On a hot day and the wind blows on you, man, it feels so good.
So great.
You see what I'm saying? That's the simplicity of it. If that wind wasn't there, you'd know, man. You see? That's why, hey, man, he's gonna. This scripture's good. This is for you, man.
Also, I was looking forward to working here today.
Can I read this
Hey,
quote?
Back to y'all, what's up, man?
This quote pertains to history. There's a friar that lived, I believe, in the 1800s, or more than likely before then, that studied the culture of the Aztecs, and basically he came to the conclusion that they were Israelites. But that segment of history is hidden from our people, because when they in the school system they don't teach that, because a lot of the explorers and the missionaries that were set up amongst the Gadites and the Issacharites and the other tribes, they knew by their customs that they were Israelites, but they just don't push that. You know, I'm gonna read the quote. It says, "This is from Fray Diego Duran." It says, "Because of their nature, we could almost affirm that they are Jews and the Hebrew people. I believe that I would not be committing a great error if I were to state this fact, considering their way of life, their ceremonies, their rites and superstitions, their omens and false dealings, so related to and characteristics of those of the Jews."
People are always trying to castrate our past, man.
Yeah.
That's one thing I want to add too. Look at the history, like the Mayans, they have a Bible called the Popol Vuh, and in that Popol Vuh it references Cape Catal. And Cape Catal is basically was prophesied to come back and speak to the people, and it's Yahweh Yahushua, who you usually call Jesus, his name is Yahushua. So when he came back, he came over here to this side. He said, there's flock of my pasture that I need to go seek out. Roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah, because what it tells you, he said that I have sheep that's not of this fold.
Right, that's right. That's what
Because you gotta understand that the Lord, he came over here and actually talked to him, man. He came over here and told him. That's why they had the broken dialects of Hebrew. Like if you look up something called the lost lunar stones, those are basically the 10 Commandments in the Hebrew. And they was over here before. New Mexico, yep.
Las Lunas Stones?
Lost lunar
I
stones.
got another
No, I never heard of them.
This is Genesis 49, verse 14. Issachar is a strong ass couching down between two burdens. And he saw their rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute.
Right, because hey, most Mexicans will try to come up here to America, but this is a burdensome land. That's why it says it's a couch between two burdens. Because America, they totally colonized Mexico, man. I mean, they got, what's the leader set up over Mexico right now? What's his name? Basically,
Nieto or Nieto or something?
but he's basically a payout from the United States government, basically.
He's a puppet.
He's a puppet.
Like Obama.
Read that again, bro.
This is Genesis 49, verse 14. Issachar is a strong ass couching down between two burdens.
He's a strong ass. We just pulled up a picture last night. You have the man with the sombrero between these two donkeys. That's like a symbol of Mexico. Symbol. Crossing between the two burdens, like the brother said. America is the burden in the north. Central America is the burden below, because Central Americans don't like Mexicans either.
Oh yeah, they're very.
And them are our people. Those are our people, man. Those are our people. That's why the divide and conquer, like you said, was real, man. Hey, this so-called white man did a number on our people, man. And I'm gonna say something. It's gonna stand the test of time. I'm gonna show you what did it.
Even in Mexico's ethnic groups, they're very divided against
this. This is what did it right here. Because this is not biblical, and a lot of people see this and they get offended because they think that Christ was a so-called white man, but he's not.
I never did agree with him being depicted as Caucasian.
And so what do you think he looked like according to the Bible?
He had brown skin.
Hey, he said he had brown skin.
Yeah.
Hey, these guys, hey, he's right, man.
Look at some of the Colombians. Look at some of the so-called Latinos that got darker
They got
skin.
darker than this brother.
Darker, man.
That's right.
You know, but they'll tell you it's called subliminal thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Programming.
That's what you call a man. What's I'm thinking? It's propaganda.
Propaganda.
That's a propaganda piece, man. When you see that, you think, oh shit, the white man, he has to be this pure person. But when you put that on us, because we hold our heads down like, man, what?
Like that's a standard you should respect.
Exactly. And then it's like somebody do all this fucked up shit to you, and you like, damn. But then you look at the
He
Christ.
didn't have a nose like that.
Oh man,
Hey, call lawyer, how about you know, shy? You know something, and bro, and when you say that, that's real, because I remember when I studied the Bible pretty much my whole life, but you know, it's stages that you learn the truth. So I remember when I had moved, because when I was going to work, 'cause I'm from Chicago, I was going to work, and I was studying under these people called the Church of God. Now, they go into a lot of Bible prophecy and stuff like that. They on point with the scriptures to a certain degree, but they lie about who the real people were. They had me thinking that the so-called white man was the real Israelites of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So I would look at these people, and I would look at them as being blessed. I'm thinking that, damn, you know, they put us in slavery, they beat the hell out of us, but they must be the chosen people of God because they had all this money and love and stuff. But that's totally not the case.
It's always something, man. Something always trying to disrupt the word. This ain't never happened. Now this is going to see how that shit is? This ain't never happened. Since we've been out here.
Check this out. It's still going back to that.
I'm like, oh, we gotta disrupt that word. Somebody trying to get edified. Somebody getting edified.
Genesis 49, verse 14. Issachar is a strong ass couching down between two burdens, and he saw that rest was good.
So that race was good, right? So the Mexicans, they on these jobs, they'll take an hour, 2 hours off, call a siesta. Right? You send your car in there, and they'll be 3 o'clock before they start back, and they'll be finished by 5. That's why he said the rest was good. Right? Go ahead.
In the land that it was pleasant.
Pleasant land, that's a beautiful land. 45 out the cars of Mexico City to Baja California. You ever been there? It's really nice. You know, it just looks like hell when you cross from America to Juarez.
Yeah.
Tijuana, that's what it looks like.
Look
You know,
like
in
shit.
Chicago or some goddamn. You keep going further, it gets pleasant. You know?
I've had the wool over my eyes for almost my entire life. I'm gonna be 40 this year, and it's only about 2 years ago that I started waking up.
It's a spirit, man. Because like I said, we're in that time of the awakening. Just like right now, the Most High took the wool off, but you were in concentrated energy. You see what I'm saying?
I couldn't believe my eyes once the wool was taken off of me. You know?
Yeah, because now what is the Lord doing by bringing you here? He's concentrating that energy.
That's right.
Because when all these brothers can attain, man. There was a time in our lives that we were searching. Bro, we were just searching. I didn't know what the hell I was searching for. There was a time where I was smoking blunts, just being a nigga. And then one day, it was just like, I can't even tell you what it was. I was just searching. I was on the internet. I was just looking for, I jumped into this, I jumped into that. I thought it was meditating. I thought it was going into chakras and different shit like that, right? But then, as soon as I found this truth, it concentrated that energy, man.
On that.
You see what I'm saying?
I
Then
got
it
one exactly go with what you're saying.
Gone, huh?
It's Isaiah 44:1. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Lord that made thee, and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty.
See, now you dry, because that goes into what? The dry bones. When you dry, that means you have no nourishment. You're depleted of that nutrients of life. Water is life, man.
Water is
That's
life.
why the Lord, what they saw Yahweh Shah say? He said, "Believe upon me, and out of that belly shall flow rivers of living water," man. That said, He's pouring water.
Which is the scripture.
Exactly.
That
Yeah,
water
I don't fear death anymore, you know?
Me either.
Because death is a transition. It's
It
going
is.
from one point to the other point. You see what I'm saying?
My death ain't gotta be pretty, but
Nephew, dog.
Bro, hey, the greatest men, I'm gonna tell you like this, the greatest men, for you saying that's a spiritual saying, the greatest men in this book, man, died horrible death. John the Baptist was beheaded, man, and his head was brought on a silver platter, man.
they all went out like G's. You know?
Hey.
He said he went out like
said
shit.
it. And Peter was crucified upside down. He said, look, I'm not worthy to get the crucifixion of my Lord and Savior. They crucified him upside down.
Yeah.
And you know, the crucifixion has been studied to be the worst torment in the world, man.
It is.
Because you're still living.
Yeah.
You don't die right away. You're being held together by your ligaments and your
You're
muscles.
steadily pissing and shitting on yourself in front of everyone.
Oh, crap. You know
Yeah.
when I like some real G's was second.
Man, we were just speaking. It said in John on the Isle of Patmos, they boiled him, man. They boiled him.
Christ.
They boiled him and they sent him to the salt mines. That's going out of the thing, but that's in the context. If you look into some history, John was in the salt mines, tortured, man, as an old man. And look at, and like it says, in the crucifixion, your body kills yourself. Because you can't breathe.
Yeah.
You can't breathe, so you're going up and down trying to breathe, man.
You're inflicting pain
On yourself, man.
Hey, guess what? And the apostle said something that was heavy. He said, hey, when Yahweh Shah called on the Lord, when you forsake me, he said, you got spiritual power.
Strip.
Took it from him.
So he had to take, and then the elder Yashawamba, he went into a script. He said, look, he refused because the Romans would give you a certain drink that would numb you.
Yeah.
It would numb your body, so you wouldn't feel it as much. The Lord refused it. He took the what is it, like a vinegar type?
It was piss.
It was piss. It was gall. It was like the horrible. He took, because that's him embodying our shit, man. He took all of our sins and put them on himself, man. He didn't even take the easy way out. You see what I'm saying? Look at the character of that man. You know what I'm saying? And how dare them put this demon up? This white man has no fucking integrity, man.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? And how dare them replace? That's why it says the place that he was crossed out, man. He's pissed, man. The same man's coming back. He's gonna save his elect, the ones that have believed upon him, and he's gonna fuck this man up, man. That day, it says the day of vengeance burns in his heart. It's right there. He's sitting on the right hand of the Father, hot, man. Wait till the day that he's let go. He said, I'm gonna cry like a travailing woman. When a woman's in childbirth, man, she cries, man. She howls. The Lord said when he's finally let go, man, he's gonna touch this man in a way we've never seen on the planet Earth, man.
Hey, get that, man, when they say garments are dying from Boswell. I got a precept real quick. This is Revelation 1:7. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they which also pierced him And it says, if all kindreds in the earth shall well
So
because of
who's the
them.
one that pierced them? The Romans.
Yeah.
And what do we know the Romans to be? The white man.
White people.
You don't see no Negro, because there was actually certain times where some of the Caesars, they won't let you know this,
They won't.
some of the Caesars were black.
Yeah, yeah.
But the ones that we see today are what? They'll whitewash them and put them up, but they're white men. He said the ones that pierced him, you got the men that were standing there and they joked the Lord, man.
Yeah.
Those Roman men, because there's a thing called reincarnation, that's getting into meat. You see what I'm saying? If you can receive it, reincarnation, them men are back here today. Them men are back here today. They might be a high-ranking general. They might be a CIA operative. They're going to be in them bunkers, man. You see what I'm saying? They're going to be in them, but they ain't going to just taste the missiles. No. The Lord said he won't them. He wrote it, bro. That's too easy. They're going to go out, man. You know what he going to do to him, man? Imagine being able to inflict pain on your murderer, man. Right. Imagine the gratification that's gonna be, man.
It ain't gonna be quick.
That's gonna, man. You gonna torture him slow. Like there's a movie where I think it was with Jamie Foxx and that dude that played, and he killed his son, and then he killed his the guy killed his daughter and his woman, and he put him on a thing, he castrated him, and he tortured him till that man died, bro. Because that's a gratification and payback, man. That's what we waiting on. Go ahead, Oxford.
Luke 12:49. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it already be kindled? That's the Lord speaking in red. He's basically saying he wish it already be messed up, but he coming to send fire, man. He coming to send a sword. Let me get that in
The Lord is not a choir boy, because the image that's like attributed to this guy is like a aloof person. He always walks around with his head in the air. No, the Lord wasn't like that. The Lord says about Yahweh, his father is a man of war, so his son is in this exact same spirit. So
Austere man.
He's coming back basically to fuck shit up, man. To put it in language terms, he's about to fuck shit up.
That's right.
Straight up.
Matthew 10:34.
He's angry right now. He's very mad at the actions of the people of the earth.
Oh my God. Think not that I come to send peace on the earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword.
Yeah, just like when you got a little kid, you set the regulations in your house. All right, don't touch this, don't do this, don't do that. And you come back from work, you shit on the walls, praying. That's how the Lord is looking at the inhabitants of the earth right now, especially the so-called white man. The so-called white man is, if you want to compare it to that, he like the eldest child that just having the rest of his siblings just fuck the whole house up. Now, Big Daddy, the Lord is gonna come back and just fuck everybody up. He's gonna put the world back in check.
For I am come to set a man at variance, meaning apart, against his father, and thy daughter against her mother, and thy daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. A man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Which goes into how the ones that receive this word, that we're against the rest of the world because they don't agree with what we believe in. Most people come up to and hear our message and they scoff and they mock at us because what we're saying is far out of their reach. They can't imagine. The image cannot be put in their head. Like imagine the word of that is image. Well, we see this before it's actually happening. We see it.
Like when he was saying about the mother against the daughter, like in this day, the Latina woman and her daughter and the Negro woman and her daughter, it's like they're competing with each other for the same sex partners.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
where's Jerry
I'm gonna bring home
Where's
boys
Jerry
to her, and she's scared the daughter's gonna.
What old folks? Yeah, bro, get inside. Hey, because you know what? You letting us the different things like that because right now it's hard. Like I said, we were just tripping out that you really cast that demon off you real quick. Like you know what I'm saying? Your eyes. Because bro, that's a heavy. What's it? Dos mios. You see the horns on you, be like, oh, you committing atrocities, man. Because this right here is putting the most. He said, look, I come to tear the family apart. You see, look what happened with Abraham. Abraham, the Lord told him, leave your family. He said, leave because they were into that demonic worship. They were into idolatry. So he said, look, he took Abraham, man. He set him apart. The word holy means set apart. You see? So with this, man, it's gonna shake up. And when it comes to the fullness of it, right now, it's not even, I ain't gonna say baby, because it's sort of blowing up. This truth, because right now it's spiritual. It's actually going physical and it's going spiritual. Like you said, the wool was over your eyes. It was pulled over because
just a couple of years
ago. Bro, that's how it comes in, man. You know what I'm saying?
I was a hardcore gamer. I was addicted to that, but But me, my video game system, my Xbox breaking, it was a blessing in disguise. I had nothing to do.
To get your attention.
It had nothing else to do but to do some research on the internet. You know.
Yeah, that's how you think. How you think these brothers came in, man? We researched. Like I told you earlier, we looked, man. This right here, we're in the time of the awakening, man. It's like I always give the analogy of a picture. Everybody sleeping. You see a bunch of people sleeping on the ground, right? And you see someone tiptoeing and hitting somebody on the shoulder. You ever see when kids parents go pick up their child from daycare or something, and there's a lot of kids sleeping? They'll come and they'll just pick up their child and pick them up and wake them up.
I live next to a daycare.
Look at that, bro. That's what it is. He's tiptoeing around and he's waking this person up, and he's be quiet. This likewise says this is I should be a small sanctuary,